Hello friends, so in today's tutorial we are going to talk about writing an HTTP utility in Swift using generics and URL session. So please do subscribe my channel. So let's first begin by opening Xcode and file new project. Let's make it a single view application. Let's give it a name of Swift HTTP utility. I'm glad it has auto popped up. We'll use a storyboard and language as Swift. Click next. Click create. So this opens our new project. Here we have the storyboard and the view controller. So I'm going to directly jump to creating a new HTTP utility file. So not going to tell more about how we are going to use it, but let's directly jump on to writing our code. So I'll go to new file, Swift file. Let's give it the name of HTTP utility. So let's make a new class by the name of HTTP utility. It will conform to NS object. So let's make it a singleton class as well, because so that we can always use it wherever we want. So I'll create a var shared with a static keyword and initialize it. So now what we are going to do is we will first create a URL, then we'll create a function which will have a URL. This is going to be the step 1. Step 2 would be to create a URL request. Create a URL request from the URL. Create a URL from URL string. Second is create a URL request from the URL. Step 3 would be to create a URL session, and then step 4 would be to create a data task using URLSession. Finally, we will create a JSON object to decode from the data, from the response data. So let's begin. Let's begin by creating a function by the name of API request. We will give it a generic type of T, which is going to be decodable. So parameters would be URL string. This is going to be of type string. Then parameters, so this will be what we will pass as in the HTTP body. This will also be of the type string. Then method could be get or post. This will also be of type string. Then we'll create a completion handler. So this will be of type escaping, as you all should be knowing about escaping and non-escaping closures. So we will give it D, and this is going to return nothing. Now let's to the step first. So we will create a URL, or let's give it a name of request URL. This will be URL from the string we already have. Step 2, why this is indenting there, I don't know. So anyway, step 2 would be create a request. Oh god. So step 2 would be creating a request. So this would be URL request, and we will going to pass the request URL. Now the request.http method would be the method that we just passed. Request.http body is going to be the parameters, and request dot its content type would be application JSON. So now we'll go to the step 3. So step 3 would be create a URL session. So let session equals URLSession dot shared. After that, let's create a data task using this session. So let task equals session dot data task. With completion handler, we will choose the second one. We'll give the request here. Completion handler would be data, followed by response, followed by error. So now first let us check if this error is not equal to nil. In case if it is nil, we'll just skip. Else, let's first print the HTTP response code. So HTTP response would be HTTP response. One second. HTTP response. We will cast it as a HTTP URL response. What problem this thing is having? HTTP body. Okay, we will have to encode it to UTF-8. Fine. So now let's get back to where we were before. So this is the response. Now let's print the status code. This would be HTTP response.status code. Let us print the status code. After after this, now we will write the fifth step, which is to create a JSON object to decode from the response. So let's put it inside do catch block. So let JSON object would be JSON decoder dot decode from d.self from data. Catch would be let error. Okay, so card let data equals to data, else return. So here we will print the error in case of any error. Error dot localized description. Now the last step is to call the completion handler, and we'll pass the JSON object here. So yeah, that is pretty much it. And last but not the least, we need to call this task. So this is task is ending here, so we'll call task dot resume. So yeah, that completes our method, which we can use from anywhere else. So let me give an example how we are going to use it. So for example, I am going to go to this view controller. Suppose you want to make use of that method here. Suppose you have any dummy view model which is of the type decodable. Let's give it a so now suppose you want to use it here. We'll first create an object. Like this. Now we're going to call it pay request. Whatever URL you want to pass, you'll pass here. Whatever parameters you want to pass, you'll pass here. Method will be post, for example. This is not going to be nothing but since we were using generics, response model, this would be of the type dummy view model. So yes, this is how you can make use of this HTTP utility with the help of generics. I hope this is a simple way approach of writing this HTTP utility, and I hope I have helped you in writing this code. So thank you everyone.